Cadasio offers a variety of customization options that allow you to streamline your workflow and help maintain consistent branding. Let's run through the most common areas to customize. Many companies have particular fonts they'd like to use throughout their documentation. Cadasio allows you to manage which fonts are readily available, and this is managed within the fonts area of the dashboard. Add any Google font to the list of available fonts to make them usable throughout Cadasio. As well as font selection, consistent sizing across steps and projects is also important. Font sizing is controlled using multipliers of a base font size. For example, I may want a heading size which is twice as large as my default text size. So I simply give the size a name, put in the multiple of 2 and click Add. Once set up, whenever using text-based elements like this label, the desired font and size can be chosen easily. Colours are an important part of a brand's identity, and there are a number of areas throughout Cadasio where colours can be set. Rather than having to consistently type in a particular value, you can add commonly used colours to your library. Click the Add Colour button and either select from the colour picker or enter a colour value. We use hex values, but you can enter RGB or HSL colours and they'll be automatically converted. Your custom colour palette is available throughout Cadasio, including the designer, overlay builder, and layouts. Assets are items such as images, audio files, video links, and 3D files. Your asset library comes pre-populated with hundreds of assets, but you can also upload your own. A common example might be to add your company logo for your overlay or images to be used in the designer. To add to your own assets, go to the Assets section under the Library drop-down in the dashboard and click the plus icon. And then either drag and drop the file from your computer or browse to upload it. You can give the asset a name, and you can also assign optional tags to help with organisation. Once added, the asset will be ready to use throughout Cadasio. Additional 2D and 3D items can be added to your Cadasio projects from the toolbox. Every user starts with the default Cadasio toolbox, but you have the flexibility to expand this by adding new items or even creating a custom toolbox from scratch containing only the elements you need. Creating your own toolbox items is really useful if you have particular style or if you find yourself adding the same elements over and over again to multiple projects. To populate a toolbox, start by creating the item you want to add within the designer. For example, here I've customized some text to match my preferred style and included an image from my assets. With the item selected, go to the property bar, select Toolbox, and then click Create New Toolbox Item. From here, you can choose to add the markup to an existing toolbox or create a new one. Once added, the item will be available to use in all future projects, removing the need to set the style over and over again, making your workflow even more efficient. Overlays are reusable templates that can be applied to any project, ensuring a consistent user experience and reinforcing your company branding. These templates can include common elements like text and images, as well as useful features such as navigation tools, progress bars, and toggle buttons. You can find your overlays under the Libraries drop-down in the dashboard. You can create your own templates or customize the default. Once you've added the required elements to the overlay and optimized it for use across multiple devices, the overlay can then be applied to your projects. Applying an overlay to a project is simple. In the designer, open the Tools Flyout menu and select Project Settings. From here, your available overlays will be listed under the Viewers tab, where you can choose which you'd like to apply to that project. When loading a project in the viewer, you'll notice an animated progress spinner. By default, this spinner features the Cadasio logo. However, you can change this in the customization area under Settings, where you can choose from a range of animated spinners or use an image from your asset library. By default, when you publish your projects online, you'll receive a link that directs users to our website, instructions.online. However, you can choose to use your own domain instead. In the customization section of settings on the dashboard, you'll find an easy to follow process that provides the CNAME values you'll need to add to your DNS provider. Once set up, your published links will contain your domain, reinforcing your brand identity. Customizing Cadasio makes creating presentations faster, helps maintain brand consistency, and improves the overall end user experience. For a more in-depth look into any of the topics mentioned, check out our other tech tip videos. And don't forget to subscribe to Cadasio on all your favourite social platforms.